Hi, and thanks for joining me today. I have an unboxing of Crafter's Companion box kit number 34. This one is shaped pop out, and it can create a minimum of 24 cards, which is really only to say that they've included 24 card blanks and matching envelopes, but in terms of the contents, you can definitely stretch it well beyond that, so long as you're willing to make your own or buy your own card blanks and envelopes. So I actually bought this kit along with 33 at the same time as part of the UK warehouse clearance sale that wasn't too long ago as of the timing of this video, and they're both the first boxes that I've received from 2021, and I mentioned in my previous unboxing video that there are definitely some differences in how they are doing things now with these card kits, and presumably, I don't know how many of these changes are going to be in, I guess, perpetuity until they find more reasons to change, but so far from the two boxes I've noticed, the one big thing that I noticed was that our solid color card stock that coordinates with the pattern papers, they are much thicker than they were before. In the past, they were basically the same kind of paper weight as the decorative papers, but now they are a nice what I would really class as cardstock. And so in box 33, I did actually kind of measure the thickness of the papers if you're interested to know the exact difference between the two. And I do think that we're getting fewer colors and possibly fewer sheets overall, but I do like that we're getting nicer quality cardstock. It's still white core, and it's still smooth, so it's not their textured card. Really lovely color palette, this box. It's a little bit different from the other boxes that I've seen. The papers feel like they're about the same. They're single-sided, 8x8 sheets. And in this kit, it's just a very different palette than, there's definitely more darker tones, more browns, than I've seen in the past, because a lot of the other kits are just very vibrant, very bright. So I actually quite like the change here. And then, as always, you get your card blanks, and in 3 different sizes. So we've got 6x6, 5x7, and 4x6, and we've got envelopes to match those as well. And so these I repackaged myself. If you want to hear my rant on the packaging, you can stay tuned to the very end, but let me show you the kit contents. So in terms of the embellishments that we get, I feel like, and like I said, I don't know if this is a change that's going to be in all of the kits, but so far for the 2, I've noticed that we've gotten 2 sheets of embellishments, and so in the past, I think, more often than not, we would get the pearls, the flatback pearls, 3 different sizes, 3 different colors. But now we're getting this additional sheet in the gemstone as well. Again, 3 different sizes, 3 different colors, and I really like having the choice between the 2 because they give you a very different look. You know, where this is opaque and a little bit more matte. It's got a different kind of sheen to it. It feels softer. This is brighter, it's edgier because it's sort of faceted, you know, gemstones, and so I kind of like that we have both now, which is really nice. And the color palette, again, something very different. Don't see a lot of grays, and this is a little bit of almost like a gunmetal gray, which is really different and nice. I kind of like that. And the ribbon, again, slightly different than what we've gotten as a standard in previous kits, where before, more often than not, but not always, more often than not, we got satin. I think a few times we've been getting this sort of more sheer, I guess, organza. But one big difference I've noticed is that in the past, we got, this was the medium size, and this was the small size, and then we got one larger in terms of the width of the ribbon. The length, I don't know. I haven't compared if we're getting the same length or more or less, but in terms of the width, that was the most noticeable difference to me. And in the past, we got one size larger, and in box 33 I did actually do a side-by-side comparison, but instead of the larger one, we're now getting a smaller one, which I feel like is a pretty dramatic drop in size. And well, now I feel like I'm Goldilocks, like this is too big and this is too small, but I do think that the smaller one's going to be easier to use. Maybe something in between this and that would be like just perfect. But beautiful color palette, so really love that. And then the main die for this box is their pop-out die. And yes, we only get the one die, but it's a very, unique die because it will actually cut out this, beautiful birthday sentiment along with these kind of additional panels that will pop out. If you've never seen these dies before, basically you kind of line these two notches on both ends to where the fold would be in your card, and when you cut this out, this will actually score some lines for you, but they'll cut some lines for you. And the scoring and the cutting is perfectly placed so that when you fold on those score lines, then a really beautiful kind of pattern will actually pop out from the back of your card when the card is opened. And so it mostly stays attached to the paper that you're cutting this from. There's only a couple places that will drop out, and that's mainly between the letters of the birthday sentiment. But otherwise, this pattern will stay in your card, and when you open it, you'll have that panel pop out. And so it really makes for a very special effect inside your card. The stamps that go along with it are these right here, and the top two rows here, these are actually perfectly sized so that you can stamp them on these panels at the top here of this design. So that's really nice. So you've got presents, and then what kind of looks like maybe cake decoration. So there's like kind of drippy icing and sprinkles and things like that. So really cute. Then we've got some sentiments all revolving around birthday. So birthday wishes on your birthday, happy birthday to you. What I feel like is a little bit of a miss is, but you could do it, kind of on your own if you have it in your stash. I feel like they should have given us stamps to spell out happy. And it would just be, the 4 stamps, because P is used twice, but as individual letters so that we could actually stamp the word happy on these panels here. That would have been another really nice alternative to the two. Maybe they felt like, oh, well, they've already given us 2 alternatives for how to fill those panels, but I kind of feel like they missed the obvious one, which is happy. It fits perfectly. There's 5 panels. Happy would fit perfectly there. And I think it just would have been really nice because it just makes sense, right? You would want, if you wanted kind of that full sentiment, happy birthday, being able to stamp it on the panel here would be really nice. In fact, I would have much preferred to have happy in a couple different variations, like and it could have been in the style of maybe like icing, if they wanted to kind of give that connotation of, oh, that's kind of the top of a cake. But it would have been nice to have maybe a couple of iterations of happy as opposed to some of these other decorative I could even lose a couple of the sentiments, to be honest, if I had a couple of different variations for happy, because I think that would have been really, really nice. So I feel like that was a little bit of a missed opportunity, but otherwise a really fun kit that I'm definitely looking forward to playing with. So so that's basically the unboxing of this kit. If you're interested to hear my rant on the new packaging, feel free to continue watching. Otherwise, feel free to tune me out and switch me off. But I feel like I don't know the rationale behind the new packaging. It seems that they are going with for 2021, but I feel like it's not something that I appreciate in these box kits, because for all of these, just to give you a sense, if you haven't purchased one of these kits, and these were the first two that I purchased from this year, so so it's kind of just my first take on it, and everything here, you know, there are more sheets of paper, of course, and more cards and more envelopes, but it came in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 paper envelopes, and all, you know, opaque sealed. They had round, kind of those plastic seals, sticker seals, to enclose all of the flaps down, and I'll pop up a photo so that you can see what the box looks like when you first open it, and what the box looks like, you know, when you spread all of these out. The seals are nice. They tell you, you know, they're labeled. They tell you exactly what's going to be in the envelope. But it quickly gets very old, you know, once you've opened a couple of them, to then realize you have, you know, 9, 10 more to go. And that's just to see what is in the box. Like, I feel like, you know, before, it was so much more fun, to me anyways, to just immediately see all the color. You could see the dye, you could see, you know, the shiny bits, and, you know, some of the pattern papers and everything. You could see that right when you open the box. Now when you open a box, you know, you kind of see a sea of purple polka dot, and then it's just really, you know, cumbersome to have to open up all of these, and it feels like there's actually two quality papers that were used. So this is slightly better quality, and has a bit of a coating, so when you peel off the sticker the little sticker seal, it's easier to pull that off cleanly. So I feel like, okay, this I could probably, maybe, if I made a card, I could use this as an envelope for the card, and, you know, that would be a really nice, easy way to repurpose this, instead of just, you know, throwing it into recycling. But then some of these envelopes are just paper quality, so it's really, I was trying to be careful, honest. I was trying to be really careful, because I was like, well, I could definitely maybe just use this as pattern paper. I could reuse the envelope, like I said, if I made a card, you know, I could use this to send the card in. So I was trying to be really careful to not tear the paper, but with some of these, you know, the quality is just not there. It doesn't have that coating, so you're gonna get some tearing. And definitely I could use this as pattern paper, but it's a lot of purple polka dot, so I don't know that I need that much purple polka dot pattern paper in my crafting. So so that's one thing. I feel like the experience, while initially seems like it's kind of fun and you're opening a lot of things, in terms of the practicality of it, it's just cumbersome, I felt. And I don't feel like it's any less wasteful, instead of plastic envelopes, they've gone to paper envelopes, and the plastic was at least self-sealing, whereas this you had an additional plastic seal over top of that. And plastic is just as easily recyclable, right? And you can buy, or I've seen products that use recycled plastics, just like, you can get products that are made from recycled paper. So I don't know if just environmentally that was one of the reasons to move towards this experience, but I've only opened 2 boxes, and I feel like this is something I'm not looking forward to in each of these kits. I'll be honest, and it's not a reason not to buy it. It's just a fact of the matter, right? Then, because the stamps and the dies come in those purple envelopes, I had to find another storage solution, because this is how I kept all of my stamps and envelopes in the plastic that they were originally packaged in. And so I had to find other plastic baggies. I didn't go and buy any. These may have even been from previous, no, these aren't. I thought they might have been previous Crafter's Companion kits, but usually it was labeled. It had a printed label that said if it was the stamp or the dies. But it was nice to have these in plastic, because not only was it not something that, so with the paper ones, okay, I opened it out, and then now I have to figure out what to do with that so as not to be wasteful with it, either, reusing it or recycling it. Whereas before, yeah, it was plastic packaging, but I kept everything in the plastic packaging until, and I have bought a lot of kits now, and I don't think I have yet to use up a full sheet of embellishments. So everything is still in its original packaging, so I'm still getting use out of that. It didn't immediately go into the pile of things that I need to repurpose, and if I don't eventually repurpose, I'm going to recycle. So that was nice, and these I feel like have to be in some sort of sleeve, because like you can see it here, they're starting, they have adhesive on the back, but the adhesive isn't, it's on acetate so that you can easily pull it off of the acetate. But that also means that, if it's getting kind of jostled about, they could easily lift and get attached to something else, and you could start losing some of your embellishments, especially the little small ones, which are my favorite ones to use. So I could, I guess, keep them in their paper, the purple polka dot papers, but those are opaque, and so once it's in there, you can't see what it is, so it just makes it really hard and not practical to use as storage. So again, had to find my own little storage. And as you can see, I do keep packaging from other things that I buy. So I was able to find some plastic packaging, because this is, I find, a really good way to store it. If it had its original, I would have kept it in its original. And this is how I like to store my Crafter's Companion bundles, so that I have the ribbon and the pearls or the gemstones to go with it. So the next time I go to, or anytime I go to use, whether it's this kit or just I want these colors, then I have a couple of varieties of, because they're so well matched, and they still do a really good job of coordinating, the colors and everything that you get with your kit. So that's definitely an area that they've maintained their quality there, and they've improved the quality of, the solid color cardstock. And I think in terms of even quantity, I think they're giving us more embellishments. We get 2 sheets now, where I think in the past, generally, it was only the 1 sheet. So I like that some things have improved and gotten better. There's some things that I don't appreciate as much. The packaging is one. The card blanks is another. I really loved the fact that we got some fun folds, easel cards, and you got all the components to make it. It was all pre-scored, pre-cut, and folded for you. And I looked forward to the possibility of getting like a different style of card and learning a new style of card, and even just having different sizes and shapes and whatnot was exciting, because it just makes you think a little bit differently in terms of how you compose your card. But getting those new styles was what I really looked forward to, something that I'd never seen before. And then something so simple like a card blank, right? And because these I can cut down and make myself fairly easily. Maybe not so much the 6x6, because I don't buy papers that are thick enough for a card blank to do a 6x6 myself, but the 5x7, the 4x6, I could pretty easily cut my own card blanks to those sizes and make my own envelopes to match. So that's another area where I feel like there's something that is a little bit missing from the past that I really appreciated. But all in all, I still think that these kits are fantastic value for money, especially for what all you get and how many cards you can make with the kit. And so, and of course the dies and the stamps are fantastic quality as always from Crafter's Companion. So that's my little rant. If you stuck around to hear that, thank you. If you have another opinion that might help me understand why they've made some of these changes, especially to the packaging, definitely share that with me, because I don't see it, so I can't appreciate it. But if somebody could point it out to me, maybe I can appreciate it for what it is and why they've moved in that direction. But in terms of just my first experience with it, with these two kits, that's immediate, the first thing that pops out to me. So when I use this kit, I do have some birthdays coming up, but I'm planning on using a different kit for that. So I'm not sure when I'll get to this one, but when I do, I'll be sure to link to my project video where I used this kit at the end of this one. That way you can see what I ended up doing with it. Thanks so much for joining me, and until my next video, happy crafting and have a fantastic day. Bye.